I'm Dylan Black. All right, the holiday production of Miss Bennet, Christmas at Pemberley is the next Ottawa Little Theatre production, and it's the next show kicking off in a couple of days. We've got all the details right now with Greg Hancock with us, the director of Miss Bennet, Christmas at Pemberley. Hello, Greg.
Hello.
Wonderful to have you here. And one of the actors, you're playing Arthur, correct? Dave Coleman?
I am, yes. Hello.
Good to see you here. We'll talk about Arthur coming up in moments. Greg, this amazing theatre company's been around for quite some time.
It has. We're in the 107th season at OLT. It's amazing to think back how many productions and how long it has been there continuously.
Okay, one of Canada's oldest, if not the oldest theatre company as well.
That's what I understand, yes.
But this is your debut with the theatre company?
This is my first production with OLT. Which has been lovely. It's the facilities there, the theater itself is just an amazing experience.
Okay, but you have some resume already. You've worked in Yellowknife in Toronto.
Yellowknife, Toronto, Iqaluit. I've done a fair few things. I've been involved in production for about 25 years now.
Okay.
So I moved here about a year and a half ago, and this is my first time to do that here.
Can I ask you, so that's why, because you moved to this city, so you decided to jump on board with an amazing company?
Absolutely. I moved in to the town and said, okay, so how do I get involved in theater again here? Because theater really is fun. And everybody kept pointing to OLT.
Wonderful. Okay. Dave, now, what is this Miss Bennet Christmas at Pemberley all about?
Well, it's a sequel to Pride and Prejudice. So it takes place about 2 years after the end of that story. And it's a holiday special. It takes place around Christmas time. It's a romantic comedy. It's basically just a fun British romp for everybody to enjoy for the holiday season.
Yeah, okay, so can I ask you about your character? Because you were mentioning to me in the green room that Arthur is a new character added to this play?
He is, yeah. He's the only one not from the original Jane Austen universe.
Okay.
And our leading lady in this one is Mary Bennet, who kind of takes a back seat in the original story. But here she gets thrown into it, and she's trying to find her way in the world, doesn't really know what she wants to do, and then along comes this guy who kind of seems like a perfect match for her. So without giving away too much of the story, shenanigans ensue, and they have a progression of each other. Yeah.
That's great. Greg, are you a fan of shenanigans? Yeah? Are you happy that they ensue?
Well, I'm very happy that they ensue, and I love to be involved in shenanigans whenever I can.
Do you? But is it a fun production, good crew, good cast?
It's a fantastic cast, actually. I can honestly say this is the most fun I've ever had in a theater production. I kept checking back to see if we were allowed to have this much fun. That's
good. That's positive for sure. But were there any challenges?
Well, there are always challenges, and some of the ones here are that it's 1815, and we walk differently, we talk differently, we hold ourselves differently. So we had to start off with a whole bunch of different pieces of trying to say, okay, how are you going to be so that you can actually find these characters? Also, the Austen universe is really, really well known, so we were starting with characters that are pretty much defined and then taking them to places that nobody's been to before. So
wonderful.
Those were places that we really needed to pay attention to.
And we see some of the photos. That's the costuming alone. I mean, that's incredible. Can you tell us a bit more about the crew, the cast, Dave?
Well, the cast is wonderful. There's about 8 of us altogether, and a couple of previous people who've been to the theater, but a lot of new faces. This one is very people who are coming out and just getting their feet wet with the OLT community. The crew itself is insanely hardworking. Some of them have to step on stage as the props crew, so they're taking a shine to the acting as well. And it's just all a very tight-knit community. Everyone's really wonderful there.
That's a lot of fun. Let's talk about tickets, Greg, because when it comes to Ottawa Little Theatre, I mean, they go pretty quick.
They go very quick.
Yeah.
I understand there's a couple of shows that are already sold out.
Wow.
There are several shows that are 75% or more sold out. So if you're looking for tickets over the next 3 weeks, it'd be best to take a look as soon as you can.
Especially this time of year, families like to get out, because it's about love and all of that, but it's family friendly. It's a Christmas production.
Very much it is.
Okay, that's wonderful. Can you tell us about how volunteers are one of the lifebloods of what you do?
There are very, very few paid positions at OLT at all. Almost everything you see is done by a volunteer. Everyone who's there, everyone's on stage, everyone in the cast, everyone in the crew are volunteering their time, and an awful lot of it. I've been involved with this for about 13 months now. Dave, the rest of the cast got on board in August. It has been, I don't even want to think about how many hours people put in to do this. But we love it.
So is it a challenge then, Dave, to have committed yourself to a production in August? And here we are getting closer to it, obviously.
Well, with everything that I do, it can be a little challenging. That's why I'm grateful to Greg and everybody behind the scenes for accommodating with my schedule. But absolutely, yeah, there are some long days that you put into it. You just have to commit to everything going on. But I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't love doing it. So that comes secondhand, really, to everything else I feel about it.
Good work. Ticket buyers, supporters, so important to what you do.
Absolutely essential. It comes down to an audience. We don't do this for us. You do it for an audience. If there's no audience, then why bother? So that the ticket holders, the supporters, the season ticket holders, they're all essential to do what we do.
All right. Okay. How many showings in total?
I believe there's 14. There's
14 of them. Wow.
Right.
All right. Are you ready to dress up like that 14 times?
Yeah, we've been doing the makeup and the costumes, so I guess in total it'll
Even
be
more.
about 30 or so. But
So it's a lot of times. Okay. Dave Coleman, Greg Hancock, thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank
The
you.
production kicks off in a couple of days. More details on all kinds of great local events happening in our area coming up next on Rogers TV.